Real good stuff. I think it's visually some of the best stuff MCU has done since, I want to say, Thor Ragnarok, which I think is the other best looking. So yeah, good movie. Obviously, it's if you know, coming off of Endgame, this is a good kind of like smaller film. I guess you might even call it kind of a decompression from all the fucking like insanity that was Endgame.
Yeah. So would you say this Spider-Man, now it's part of the Disney Marvel universe, is better than the Fox Spider-Man?
Oh, that's okay. So you mean that as in like Tobey Maguire?
Yeah.
Or Andrew Garfield? That's a tough question. Because I know a lot of people are really sour on the third, but at the time I liked it. I thought it still had good moments. Looking back on the Tobey Maguire era, the three original Spider-Man, there's an interesting element to them. I don't think they've aged well.
I think the first and the second one are okay. I mean, I think the first one is good. I actually like the first one. I think Tobey Maguire's performance is good in it. I think the second one, Doc Ock saved that one. All of it's ruined by Kristen Dunst, unfortunately.
I think, and what's funny is that, like, the Sam Raimi stuff now really feels pronounced. Like, I think, like, looking back, the stuff that stands out is Sam Raimi's, like, signature touches, like the Doc Ock, like the surgery scene, like fucking that scene is still good. All the stuff that's just kind of like just on the other side of like crazy and weird, especially Willem Dafoe in the first one.
I love him.
An outrageous scenery chewer. And some of the effects are because it's just like there's so much chaos and weirdness and so there's stuff that's really good, stuff that they it's hard to say just because they're both two very, very different types of Spider-Man.
Interesting.
Tobey Maguire Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was like, it was kind of like its own thing. Obviously, there wasn't any implication that there were other superheroes. There wasn't any implication of a larger Marvel universe. It's all kind of like, it was just Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, that's how it's been for most superhero movies for a long time. There was always this single, hero in the universe, in their universe.
Yeah, and in some ways, even more so than X-Men, the first Spider-Man really set the tone for what superhero movies would be from that point on. Because from that point on, there was that kind of element, even if it was like outrageous or campy, there was still kind of an attempt to make you feel that like, well, this is what it would be like potentially if a superhero actually existed in this world.
Yeah.
Like, that the compelling stuff is also the character stuff and not just the superhero stuff. Like, it wasn't all about the plot, it was also about the internal battles that these superheroes suffer. That's something that definitely carried over to the first Iron Man. That also then, of course, sets the tone for that whole MCU that now has made millions and millions of dollars, and Endgame is now on its way, almost beating Avatar. Which again, can we also talk about how weird it is? People are like fearing for Endgame to beat Avatar. Which I get, but
I don't care about it. Like we've said that we spoke on this subject before. It's just Pocahontas in space. I don't think it's that great of a movie in general.
I don't think it's a great movie, but it's also so weird that people are like fearing for this movie to make the most money out of any movie ever in the history of the world.
Well, I actually think there's a little underlining little conspiracy underneath it. And, we spoke about it a little bit before. I actually think a lot of it has to do with Disney. I think Disney's actually behind a lot of this media push for it too. Because wouldn't it be awesome if Disney held that spot?
Yep. Basically. Anyway, back to Spider-Man. So the MCU spot with Tom Holland. One thing I like more than anything is that Tom Holland is young. Tobey Maguire was a 30-year-old man pretending to be a high schooler. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
That first movie. Hi, I'm Tobey Maguire. I'm a high schooler. Sure you are, Tobey.
Right.
Sure you are.
It was like Harry Potter after like the fourth movie.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, I guess you're 14. Okay.
It's fun to pretend.
It's fun to pretend. And yeah, and the thing, and yeah, the Tobey Maguire movies are way campier in retrospect.
This is
They're
true.
way ridiculous. And that's kind of fun. I don't think enough movies these days, they're not as ridiculous. You know, MCU in particular kind of does this baseline where it's all kind of normal-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Tom Holland is a good Spider-Man. He's a great. He has that young energy. He does feel that this is a Spider-Man still trying to figure things out. Who's always a little bit in over his head. Who has that every guy quality? Because it's like, and the fact that he is now in the MC universe is much more interesting because it's like all of the other superheroes, they got their own thing, but there is this feeling that they all have their shit together when it comes down to, you know, doing the punchy, fighty stuff. Spider-Man is still kind of like not all there.
Still learning.
So, yeah, still learning because he's still a kid, and I like that. And especially in Homecoming, there's a feel of him just kind of like trying to figure out how he's going to fit into the MCU, and there's definitely a feeling, there's a very obvious meta commentary on like Spider-Man assuming his form on Homecoming, and you know, kind of telling the audience like, you know, the franchise, this series is in good hands now. Like Spider-Man is gonna like, you know, the heroes that are still behind. We're gonna take this series. We're still gonna be here. It's still gonna be a great series of films. You're still gonna like it, even with, you know, Tony and Cap on. It's like it's gonna be good.
Interesting.
So yeah, so I think, you know, it is. So I guess as what they kind of build Spider-Man Far From Home as a sort of epilogue to, you know, the phase. I guess Endgame is phase 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was, and now I think they're kind of like they're basically going to move out of phases and they're just going to keep making.
I hear they're going to start stretch more towards galaxies, like Guardians of the Galaxy, now more celestial things.
Yeah, and I mean, and in fairness, their space stuff is the best stuff. That's my opinion. Like the space stuff is so great.
I like Guardians of the Galaxies.
Guardians of the Galaxy is good. I like the space stuff in Captain Marvel. I liked all the space stuff in Endgame. I think, and then of course the space stuff in Thor Ragnarok. Like that, that was all good. So it's like I'm all down for, especially now that Endgame kind of like popped the lid on space and time travel and magic, all kind of like they can all exist together, almost like the Venture Brothers. You know,
yeah.
Where any character can
love
be
that show.
any character. Yeah, no, it's kind of like that, and I like that because it's like now anything can happen. So the fact that, you know, Spider-Man kind of like brought it in, it's fun. There is the first post-credits stinger most people are raving about, and with good reasons, and I won't spoil it. It's a good one. But yeah, it was a good film. I think again, Mysterio is easily the best part. Holland is also good, and I think if this is the direction the Marvel movies are going, obviously it's going to be a very long time before we have a real dud.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing, right? Like there have been movies that have been like, like there hasn't been one where I was like, Jesus, what were they thinking?
Yeah, there's never been a real bad MCU movie.
Like, I would say Thor 2 is like the only one that like I was really like, okay.
There's not a bad one. They just don't do. You know, there's just the ones that don't do that just don't make as much at the box office, basically.
Yeah, or just ones that are just like, okay, that was fine. I don't remember a single thing now that I've walked out of the theater.